The attraction is Tony. So I'm doing a series of readings. They're getting weirder and weirder. So hey, so much stuff back there. Anyway, so this one I'm going to read. If you hear me cough, it's because I actually got sick New Year's Eve, so I haven't done too much readings and stuff like that. Midsummer Murders is on. My Facebook is up here. And I've been using decks. This is like 2 more decks I gotta use. And then some other videos I want to talk about stuff. But yeah, this is Heavenly Bodies, Astrology, the deck. By Lily Ashwell. I forget what, I think they do the Sasarabito Tarot or something like that. I don't know. Is it? I think so. Is it Sasarabito? I don't know. Anyway. Or some other tarot deck. I feel like I've heard this name before. Anyway, this has, what is it? Zodiacs. It has houses. It has planets. Has the North Node, South Node. Has some other stuff on there. I'm just gonna pull some cards and kind of like, you know, which ones are coming out to speak a little bit more to us, and then go from there. I'm not gonna like, oh, we're gonna do all the houses or something. Fuck that. I don't got that much time. I don't got that much time. Okay. Who are you? Do you want no? Okay, put that back. So this one came out. House 9, spiritual growth. So everybody, House 9 is talking to us. So I guess it's somebody who has the sun, 9th house. Okay. Virgo, sun in the 9th house. Or like what that means, and I don't know if that energy, and then got South Node. I don't know what that means. It could be like specifically for someone who is a Virgo sun in the 9th house and their South Node is there, or you know, oh, that would make sense because the North Node is in Pisces right now. So if you are a Virgo sun in the 9th house, like Virgo sun in general, yeah, this may be a very interesting time because this is like Pisces is in the North Node. So yeah, what does that mean for us? What does it mean? So on the South Node card, it has destined to release. And then House 9 says spiritual growth. The Sun, self-express and embodied truth. Virgo, integrity, reverence, and service. To be honest, destined to release a sense of duty and service to people. So, like, you know, this could be a time where people, it's very interesting. I was just like watching, like reading something about like somebody who recently passed. This could be a time where people like really protest like things like war. Even though like Virgo technically isn't like god of that. And God, I have like this pimple like right there and there, like just popping up in there, my eyebrow. I'm sorry, but like people may protest that. The illusion of what that war brings. There's a sense of clarity that needs to be like brought about that for that. So there's a certain illusion with Virgo that needs to be sorted out. So this must be like the North Node video, like North Node, South Node reading, which is very interesting. So as we explore our North Node of Pisces, Virgo energy may, yeah, feel out of place and feel odd and feel like perhaps the ideas that they like strive for and go for don't seem to be able to, almost like feeling behind, like what you're bringing forth is so outdated and like just like done with the past. It's a feeling of that. It's a feeling of that. Not feeling attacked for your beingness at this time is going to really be helpful for Virgo. I kind of feel like that self-critical nature could populate a lot more, because everyone has Virgo in their charts somewhere. It may not be the 9th house, it may not be your sun, it may not be with your sun, you know, any planets that Virgo conjunct your sun or whatever, but everyone has Virgo in their chart, right? So, you know, Virgo could just be a really sore spot of criticism, a sore spot of illusions regarding like his wings, an angel in disguise, what it means to help, what it means to be of help, what it means to be of service to other people, the illusion of that. For some reason there's illusions around that, and I don't know what that means in terms of like, do you just help yourself at this period, like Pisces, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though Pisces is more like the 12th house and it's kind of like a diffusion house and it's kind of like everybody's kind of like in here in this space or whatever, like there's something about an illusion of that Virgo is like working through. And I don't know if like after this like shift into like, because it'll go from like Pisces to, where's it gonna go? North Node would be in Aquarius. So yeah, like I don't know what that means. Like this seems like there's some freeing of bondage with Virgo with regards to like helping people in service. It could be even like feelings of like, I help people, but when I need help, other people like are nowhere to be fucking found. Like I feel like that is something that a Virgo would say. Like I help people, or I put people through, you know, like all these things to like help them, and then like when I need help and stuff like that, then no one's around to help me when I need like $10, or when I need a hug, or when I need advice. Almost like no one is able to help them also, like, you know what I'm saying? I also just lost a thought about Virgo. I don't feel like Virgo needs to be rescued with the North Node and Pisces. I just like feel like Virgo needs to be freed from the obligations of helping other people. And I feel like it's their psyche that needs to be freed from like helping people. And like maybe to be honest, a lot of people with Virgo like prominent in their chart, or just like your Virgo house in general, maybe dealing with like the idea of witch hunt and stuff like that, because Pisces is like, you know, kind of guiding it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Virgo feels particularly persecuted or something like that. But it could be something like spiritually persecuted for, and it could be like a very spiritual kind of release kind of thing. So it may not be happening on like a level which you really understand. It could be happening more like in your dream state, or like circumstances that are mirroring something, and it may not be very apparent, and that may be very frustrating to Virgo for the next like 18 months or whatever, because there's something needing to be concrete to like solve the issue. It's kind of like, you know, those movies where like you try to solve the issue, but the issue is so abstract that you're really looking, like the answer could be anywhere. And I kind of feel like with Virgo, the answer could be like, they'll feel like the answer could be like any fucking where. Like it could just be like, it could be just like going outside and deep breathing for like 10 minutes. That could be the answer. But it's almost like Virgo needs to get over questioning themselves, like, oh, like almost like the simplest answer, the go with the flow answer, can't be the answer, because it seems like it's probably the one that seems the stupidest, like the dumbest, the dumbest, and I'm gonna say this more, the most childlike answer seems like a trap. And that could be something about that. That could be something regressed, like spiritual release of the traps of naivety within childhood. That could be something coming through. Like, I recently saw something about, like, you know, like a child and like the tragedy that has befallen them. They're considered missing, and they've been missing for over a year. But like the traps of childhood and naivete and just the dangers almost of being young. It seems like something like that. Like Virgo is like that sign. It seems like they had to grow up like really young. Like they had to grow up at like 5 or something like that. And so there may be a psychological watershed that needs to be happening in terms of like, will you being naive like really like land you in the shitter? It may or may not, but I feel like for this, the answer that seems the most childlike, the most natural, I guess the most no thought required, childlike, the child like picking it, will probably be the more right answer. And I kind of also feel like the more that gets leaned into, the better. I think there is a shedding of it has to make sense. I think the childlike aspect of it is that like certain things make, like to children, a lot more things seem to make sense than adults. Like we really do put a lot of stuff through like our mind. And I mean, I get, you know, it's why as adults we're responsible for doing X, Y, and Z, because there are some other things that we have developed that make us better suited towards like a lot of stuff. So yeah, like actual work, you know. Nobody in this day and age, well, in this part of the world, really is gonna like put a child to like physical labor. Other parts of the world definitely like are still doing it, but I'm saying like there is a demarcation in between the two, like adulthood and childhood, and there is a certain naivety within childhood that Virgo could tap into. On some level, the idea of childhood or childishness or childlike equating with stupid needs to be investigated and explored and examined and dealt with. But I do feel like there's a spiritual diffusement. Also, a lot of child work could be happening this year. A lot of things dealing with children could be happening this year in terms of like looking into their development, looking into like the developmental stages and the boundaries and the blurred boundaries between developmental stages and ages. That could be very helpful to study at this point. If you want to do like healing on your childhood wounds, then it may be really helpful. I was just talking to someone about this. Working on bettering yourself if you're preparing to have a child, I think would be helpful. I think anything where you'll find a sense of I think flow and purpose and I don't know, like just a new perspective will be helpful. But perspectives that are like pretty easy once you get over the idea that it needs to be hard. And that's another thing with Virgo. I think the idea that it needs to be hard or adult-like, as though adulthood isn't full of ease, you know. There's a lot to be said about that, but the fact that we can talk generally as adults, meaning like we can physically, like the physical act of talking is something, versus when you're 3 months old you know, you're not really able to tell if something hurts. You're not really able to tell if you're uncomfortable. As far as talking, you may cry, you may wince, you may like try to slap things away. But the idea of talking and the ability to talk is like really helpful for us. And it can break a lot of barriers with regards to seeking what we need. So it can break down those barriers that make it less obtainable. So speaking up will definitely be helpful in this time, in this age. I think a lot of Virgo and energy will be about becoming more in flow and understanding the easiest way just may be the way that you think is the dumbest, you know? So anything else if we're moving through this energy, like where we'll end up? House 11, so I guess we'll end up having people that are like-minded about that, or having a society that's more able to talk about these things. Maybe there's going to be more of a development, and I still have the South Node though, a development of this. So this isn't something that will be resolved in one cycle. It feels like we may have to go through a few cycles of Pisces North Node to kind of get where we need to be with that, or it may just take someone. Ooh, that's nice. House 10. So it has to go through houses 9, 10, and 11 for it to be complete. So it has to make it a complete right angle, right? That's right, yeah, a complete 90 degrees for it to be resolved. So someone is looking at 3 cycles of North nodes or South nodes shifting into those houses for it to be done. So I'm sorry. And we got Pisces. Interesting. What is this one? Cardinal. Interesting. Moving through. House 3. Moving through. Taking initiative to do it. But that's so funny. But yeah, houses 9, 10, and 11 for someone are going to be really helpful to move through. And you may be moving through this stuff for the last however many years. But it seems like these energies are just, they're here to help somebody. But yeah, that's about it. This is the most like chill reading. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.